Hello and welcome to Pat's Latest. I'm your host, Mike Gambardella, and like your New England Patriots, we are dressed for business because that's exactly what the Pats took care of on Thursday night against the Jets, improving to 9-2 overall, the best record in the NFL. Yes, you heard that right. No, you weren't dreaming. It is true. The New England Patriots have won 8 straight. This is happening. This team is for real. This team is going to the playoffs. This team is in contention for the AFC East. This team is in contention for, yes, we're going to say it on the channel, a Super Bowl berth. It's really happening. We're going to get into everything. So before we do, please, again, just thank you for everyone who has subscribed for this channel, who tunes in every day and has made this amazing so far, and excited to see where it can take us. If you haven't considered going down, give us a subscribe. Give us the like if you like what you hear, and you can go back and check out all the old episodes after this one so you know exactly how the Patriots have gotten here, and get into the comments. Let us know what you think about the win versus the Jets, what's coming up, and what the ceiling is for Drake May. We start by looking at Travion Mania. Travion Henderson does it yet again. The opportunity in front of him, he seizes. Ramondre Stevenson out of that game, breaks out again, 3 touchdowns this time. Now, there was explosive plays, maybe not the 50-yard burst that we saw against the Bucs, but the Jets stacked the box, knew it was coming, and Trey took the opportunity in front of him. It was actually Terrell Jennings who was active but really did not play in that game. Dearness Johnson was the backup running back, and it was all Trey. And he rushed for 19 times, only accrued 62 yards, but 2 touchdowns on the day. Hauled in 5 passes for another 31 yards and caught a receiving touchdown from Drake May, his only of the day. Travion Henderson finally able to show why he was such a high draft pick in the second round. And on a night where Drake May, yes, got the MVP chance, there were some for Travion Henderson, and well-deserved. Again, it's not going to come to fruition there, and Drake will have the opportunity to build. He was 25 of 34, which those 9 incompletions a little off the pace for him. Still not a bad thing by any metric there, and then 281 yards receiving, still hoping to get to that 300-yard game eventually, but hey, wins are wins in the NFL, and when you cover too, not a bad thing. And Drake again did have that touchdown over to Travion Henderson, and no interceptions. There were a couple close calls, including a deep ball that probably should have been picked, but again, Patriots take care of what they needed to. That is the most important part. Picking up another win in the AFC East, going 3-0 in that regard, and now they can finally start to set their eyes potentially forward. And under Mike Vrabel, we know that it will always be one game at a time, but when you start stacking those up, well, it's really going to help your path forward. And at 9-2, you essentially control your destiny to a first round bye in the NFL playoffs, which is Looney Tunes when it comes down to it. But with the Bengals coming up next week and Joe Burrow, yes, return to practice, but no guarantee that they will throw him out there if he is anything less than 100%. Going into Cincinnati is not nearly as tough as it seemed previously. And then a Monday night matchup against the New York Giants, which, again, if you're going to watch a game this weekend, probably those are the two, the Bengals and the Giants, to tune into and see what the Giants do. Jameis Winston's being installed as that starting quarterback. So, again, with Jackson Dart out, it's something different, a new wrinkle. Mike Kafka is the interim head coach. But again, this is not the gauntlet schedule that we're talking about. These are 2 teams towards the bottom of their respective divisions. And then it sets up for the mini gauntlet, if you will. Having the Bills come to town, who have been down, so keep an eye on what they do this weekend. And additionally, the Ravens look like they have rebounded from their slow start and are right on the heels of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Al Michaels and everyone else was quick to point out that the Patriots only have 1 team with a winning record left on their schedule. Well, the Bengals could look different if Joe Burrow is back. The Bills could look different if they figure out their issues. The Ravens do look different, and even the Dolphins have changed a little bit. Not to go too far and put them in the same breath as the Bills and the Ravens, but again, after the Ravens game, you'll see the Jets in the Meadowlands and then closing it out with the Dolphins. Even if you lose the Bills and the Ravens games, that is still only 2 more losses, and that is putting you in the driver's seat at 13-4 for that number 1 seed. And with a young team, that is the best thing that can happen, probably the best pass forward to actually reaching that potential Super Bowl berth. Yes, we now said it twice on the show. Crazy, and we're going to move on quickly because, yes. And we move over to some of those rush problems that unfortunately the defense seems to face. And this is what it goes into looking at Josh Allen and looking at Lamar Jackson is could those scrambling quarterbacks be excuse me, cause more of an issue? And that's what Drake May does. That's what Patrick Mahomes does. Excuse me again. The Patriots were able to keep Justin Fields in check as a passer, only 116 yards through the air, and his C-list wide receivers did him no help either. But again, it's the scrambling QBs that were able to get around. Even when Harold Landry set that edge, Justin Fields was still able to squeak out and pick up that touchdown, the first of the game. So it's something to keep an eye on, along with Milton Williams going out of the game early with that injury and not having to rush him back. It's something that could potentially be an Achilles heel for the Patriots. Yes, you're able to stop the rush, the running game, the running backs of other teams. But if linebackers aren't able to fly around, and again, in a 3-4 scheme, it's those edge defenders, Chason and Harold Landry, that becomes so important because Gibbons and Spillane aren't getting out there that fast. And the cornerbacks, especially if you send out, that's now putting more pressure on Hawkins and Woodson to come up. So it's something to put in your back pocket, and do not be surprised if other teams are putting it in theirs to saying this is how you attack this Patriots team. This is something Mike Vrabel is going to have to keep an eye on. This is something Zach Core is also going to need to focus on to ensure that the Patriots can win in the playoffs. And finally, the update that the Patriots were indeed active at the trade deadline, even though they were not able to come away with a deal at the deadline. But in talking with Patriots.com, Elliot Wolf actually let slip that they were talking on many deals, and he actually said that they just didn't think that it was the right time to give up 3 first-round picks for one player. And we're not going to sugarcoat it. There's really only one player in the NFL at this time that might have been available that could be worth 3 first-round picks. No, it wasn't Micah Parsons. It was Myles Garrett. The Patriots saw him up close and personal. You know that Mike Vrabel absolutely would love him and try and get him on this team. But again, it's frustrating because there's a deal there that could have happened, and you see in this game that that's a spy, that's someone who's getting after Justin Fields, and that goes right into that rushing problem. But I think it is too rich. And I think Elliot Wolf and Mike Vrabel made the right decision by not mortgaging the future to go after it right now. Yes, this team is far ahead of schedule. We were talking 9-8, 10-7 overall. You're now talking about the number 1 seed. You're talking about the AFC crown. You're talking about wins in the playoffs, where he said the SB word. I'm not saying a third time. This is what you're talking about even without mortgaging your future. What can you do to set up a dynasty? And if you watch the broadcast, you know, and now it's all the memes. I can't believe the Patriots are back already. It's far too early to say that they are back. They are absolutely in the right track. They are in the thick of it, and we will continue to cover this amazing run for your New England Patriots. Again, thank you for tuning in. If you haven't, think about going down and hitting that subscribe button. Thank you to our subscribers already. We will continue to bring you all the latest Patriots information on a daily basis. Give us that like if you've liked what you heard. And now you can go back and check out those old episodes. But also get in the comments. Let us know what you think about the win. What can Drake May do to cement his status as an MVP candidate? And what do you want to see us cover here on the channel? We'll answer your questions as we get them. Again, thank you for watching, and fight on, Foxborough.